Hi guys, I'm back with another process video. This time I am using a bunch of my scraps up from my January 2015 Scraptastic Kit. So I wanted to get a lot of these little bitty tiny pieces used up that I had left over because I was really trying to kill this kit. I'm ready to move on to another kit. So there's a few things that I did pull out of my stash. This piece of brown paper was from my stash because I didn't have any other colors of cardstock left. That tannish color piece was my last piece, so I thought this darker brown cardstock really complemented the colors and things in the layout. And one of the things I've been struggling to use is the sticker sheet, the Teresa Collins sticker sheet. So I'm able to use a lot of the elements, or not a lot, but more elements from that. And that's just a pile of scraps that I had left over. So I'm going to try to use that on the layout and just kind of fit the pieces in. And this is a picture of me at a crop. There is that drink that you see on the right hand side picture, and it's this like cream based, kind of like a Bailey's type of drink that has pumpkin spice flavor, and I never ever drink. Like, this was the first time I drank in like over a year, because normally alcohol just doesn't like me. It just makes me feel really bad, but for some reason the cream based alcohols I can drink, and it doesn't bother me. So so not only can I drink this, but I also love pumpkin flavor, which I think a lot of us do. So this is like a perfect combination. My friend's husband actually brought this for us up at the crop, so it was really cool that he brought that. So we just shared it amongst like the 4 or 5 people that we had at the crop. So anyway, back to the layout. Now, like I said, I'm just putting in the different pieces and scrap pieces. Once I get all the pieces down, I am going to end up outlining everything. I felt like some of the pieces, because they are very similar colors, were getting lost a bit in the layout, so I decided to outline that, which you're just going to see in a little bit. Right now here I'm just trying to fuss and mess with the different layers to get them just exactly the way I want them. And then once I do that, I'm going to start gluing things down. And in this bottom corner, I'm going to end up making a couple different flag or banner pieces. And I figured I had these little scraps, I might as well use them up. So I'm going to use the little floral piece here. I'm going to use one of the wood grains, and then I'm going to end up using one of the yellow pieces that is similar to the yellow that's in the left hand corner. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm just trimming that up. And like I said, there's not a whole lot to say about this layout. There's just mostly scraps being used, so I'm just going to play around with that. So hopefully everybody's having a really good day. Hopefully you guys have been able to scrap a lot. Now with the weather changing, I know it's going to be a lot more difficult to justify staying inside and scrapbooking, although I do love to scrapbook. I'm going to want to be outside soon because the weather is finally beautiful where I am. It's getting warmer, and I love warm. I hate the winter, so I'm pretty excited about that. So hopefully you guys are getting excited about the nicer weather coming if you're in a cooler zone for the winter. So now this is where I start to outline everything. I'm going to end up using the Tim Holtz Weathered Wood Distress Pen, and I'll show you that in just a second. I think. Oh, maybe I don't. Maybe I show you guys at the very end. So again, I'm going to outline all the pieces here. Once I outline a little bit, I'm going to end up fast forwarding it so you don't have to sit here and watch me outline it over and over again. But I'm just doing a double outline on all the pieces, and what I'm going to end up finding is, because I don't want to keep moving the little pieces out because I lose where everything is, I'm going to glue everything down first and then just outline around it. Normally I like to outline before, but it's simple enough if you just put a little bit of adhesive down to outline afterwards. Then you don't lose the placement of some of your layers as much or repeatedly. So here I'm just going to glue everything down. Sorry if you can hear a little bit of noise in the background. My daughter's playing with the kitty cat, so they're making a lot of noise. So anyway, so yeah, like I said, I'm just layering everything down, gluing it all in place, and then I will outline the layout. And I think through this layout too, I have a little bit of trouble with my ATG, not as much as I did in the previous 1 or 2 layouts. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the last one. Someone gave me some tips about turning something backwards and doing something with the adapter, but I need to figure out. I'm not understanding by the the explanation, but I'm more of a visual person, so I probably just need to see someone install it or just try it myself. So I'm going to look into that because I'm using a little bit cheaper ATG tape, so I need to get it so it works a little better. So I'll probably be playing with that soon. There I just showed that I was gluing down the piece with that fine liner glue bottle. I love that glue bottle, and I think I talk about it pretty much in all of my layouts. If you can get it, you can go to Hobby Lobby and get that, or they have it on Amazon too. But Hobby Lobby, you can use the 40% off coupon. So here I just outlined the outside edge of the lighter colored background paper and then all the layers. And here I'm going to start adding in the different embellishments, and I really want to focus on this sticker sheet because this is one of the things that I haven't been able to use too much since getting this January kit. So that's what I'm going to have my focus on, and that's why I used kind of the colors I did with the background pages. Before I do that, I'm going to pick out 2 different mists to use to add to the background. And I believe one's a Heidi Swap, and one is, what is it called? Lindy Stamp Gang. The Heidi Swap is in the bronzer, and the Lindy Stamp Gang I showed you guys, so hopefully you saw that, but I can't remember the name of that color. I think it's something coral. But here I'm going to use the bronzer and the Lindy Stamp Gang here and just kind of do it in a diagonal pattern. I like this bronzer. It's really cool. It comes out like really dark, but it has a very kind of deep, rich gold to it. So I really like that bronzer to give a dark color, but still have the shine. And then I have the other Lindy Stamp Gang that's kind of more of the goldish tone. So I'm just going to dry that up, and then once I get that dried up, I'm going to end up putting some little mist on my layers as well. So I wanted to get it all over the background, but I also want to put a little bit here, but not a ton. So I was just decided that doing it separately was more what I wanted from this. And then I'm going to dry this up, and then I'll move on to starting to adhere everything on the page. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to start putting some down. Oh, I had my Heidi Swap spray mist was all gunked up, so I had to clean it up. I had black all over my hands, or that bronzer color, so I was cleaning that up so I wouldn't smear it all over the layout. So now I'm just adhering everything down, and then I'm going to start using this sticker sheet. And I use this EK Success powder tool. It takes the sticky off of the stickers, and it basically has like a baby powder inside of it. And that just helps remove the sticky, and so I can move the stickers around. I wish I could just use adhesive, but I get a little nervous about sticking it down right away, so this allows me to move my embellishments and things around until I get to the place where I like it, and then I could commit by either adding like a liquid glue or my ATG tape. So I'm just going to do that with a couple of these pieces, and I really wish I could have used more of the sticker sheet, but I think what I had was pretty good. Oh, and I'm showing you the tip of my EK Success tool. It's not supposed to look like this. Mine looks like I've destroyed it and I was really mean to it. It's supposed to be a lot longer bristles, and I think that's why I sometimes have some problems getting the powder out and stuff. I might need to get a new one, but I really like this tool. I've had it in my stash for like forever. So here I'm just putting the elements down a couple different places, and I'm going to try a couple different stickers, but like I said, they're not going to all work, and I didn't get as many down as I would have liked to, but at least I got some used up. I think some of the other ones are going to look really good for my Project Life album, so I'm just going to keep them for that. I think the colors in the sticker sheet, they're just not my favorite. I like the wood grain stickers, but the other colors and things like that, I don't use a lot of those kind of colors. I like more bright pastels and bright colors rather than like the more browns. So here I took a doily from my stash. This is the other thing that I had from my stash, and I just sprayed it with that same Lindy Stamp Gang mist, and I thought the corners just needed a little bit of softening and a little bit of a base to put my embellishment clusters. So I'm going to take that doily, like I said, sprayed it down, and then I'm just going to put it in the 2 corners, the top left and the bottom right, and then I just think that anchors the embellishment clusters a little bit more than what they currently are. So now I'm pretty happy with what I have down, and I'm going to start gluing everything down. And I'm using that fine liner liquid or glue bottle again. For the little starburst that says love, I'm using little Stampin' Up! Dimensionals just to pop it off the page a little bit. There's quite a bit of layers under there, and I thought popping it up would make it look just a little bit better. I'm going to put this document up in the top, And then once I get all this down, I'm going to start trying to use some of the other die cuts and embellishments that I have that are loose, that don't have the stickiness to them. And I'm going to actually end up using a lot of things that I didn't expect to use. Again, things that aren't really the colors that I normally scrapbook with. So I was really glad to use some of these things. So I add that little date label in there after I play with it for a little bit. That goes there. I actually don't put the date on it at all. I put the date someplace else, I believe. But I like the color. I thought it gave a little good base underneath the little love starburst. And then I'm going to play with these. I don't think I put any of these embellishments on too much. Oh, actually I do. That was a little journaling tag. I don't journal on it, but I thought it would add a little bit more background to that documented sticker that's in the top left. So like I said, I'm just trying to play. I've been trying to use these wood veneers in a lot of layouts, and they just don't work. I don't know. There's something about the shape that's just not working for me. And I love wood veneers, but for some reason those flowers just aren't doing it for me. Again, I probably use that in my Project Life album. They just don't seem to fit in these embellishment clusters very well. So now I'm just trying to look at the different vellum shapes here, and I like these words a lot. Probably going to be using them in Project Life, but they're not going to end up going on this layout. Here, these are the flower die cuts that came in the pack. These are vellum, like a vellum color, or see-through, I guess, and I'm using them. That flower in the top left and the flower in the bottom right, I really like what that looks like. And again, it's just peeking out a little bit, not the whole thing, but I like the color that it adds to the embellishment cluster. I felt like this layout was getting very, I don't know, kind of blah. Like I said, these colors aren't really what I'm used to, so I really wanted to spice it up just a little bit, and I think those flowers and some of the vellum pieces really help to add a little color to the page. And then here are those pieces that I never thought I was going to use. I don't actually use this piece that I have in my hand now, but some of these next cards I think that I'm going to grab. These I'm going to use, and I would have never used these. They remind me of the 70s, and I grew up in the 70s, well, the end of the 70s, but I don't know, they don't do it for me. But I thought they looked really well in this, and they really anchored, again, the embellishment clusters, and I thought they added a little extra. Plus I'm using up what I have. I hate throwing stuff away, so I was pretty excited that I was able to kind of stick these in a little couple places. So like I said, I'm going to use this brown one with the birds. And then I'm also going to use that other card in the upper left that's covered up by the cork pieces. I'm going to use that and cut it and put it in the top left and the bottom right. And here I'm just getting the glue on the flowers using my Xyron sticker maker. And I've talked about that in a previous video, so if you guys have any questions about that, just send a comment below and I can get back with you on the information about that sticker maker. So here I'm going to end up cutting this up and then putting these two pieces in, and I'm even going to use that piece in the bottom left hand corner that has like the letters on it. Again, I don't think I'd ever use that in any layouts, but it ended up working in here as a layering piece, so I was pretty excited. I'm actually pretty excited overall how this layout turned out. I was a little nervous about it before I started, but I was so happy to use up a lot of my scraps that I had in my stash. So it's a good feeling to be able to really use up the kits. I don't know, I'll have to count, but I have to go see how many layouts I did with this kit. I had the original kit and the add-on, and I know I've made at least 6, 7, maybe 7 or 8 layouts with this kit so far. And I think it's pretty good, and I still have a couple pieces left. I'm not sure if I'm going to make another layout or not, or just break it up and put it in my stash. I have quite a bit of embellishments left, but I don't have really a lot of full-size papers anymore. So I may end up just breaking it up and then putting it in my stash and probably using it for Project Life. That's a real good way for me to use up a lot of my scraps and my miscellaneous embellishments. So, oh, and here's where I'm playing with my ATG gun. And I think that's pretty much all the fit it gave me. But I did play with that for a little bit. I'm just using my little spatula to get the layers up. I had already glued them down, and I need to get this little piece of paper under there. So I get that stuck down and glue everything down. I'm just gluing in some of the pieces that are sticking up a little bit. This fine liner pen is really awesome for that too, because it's got that long thin nozzle that you can kind of get into areas and stuff like that to really get that stuff glued down. So that's kind of what I'm doing, and then I'm going to end up adding some more dimensional elements with my title. I'm going to use this font. This is a leftover sheet that I had in the kit, or that did not come in the kit. I can't remember if it came in. I think it came in another Scraptastic kit, I think. But I like the darker color better than that more putty color that came in the kit for this layout. I thought it stood out a little bit more. And so I'm just making my title GMO because I really like this drink. Nothing too exciting for a title, but hey, it's better than nothing, because a lot of times if I can't think of anything, I don't put a title at all. So I'm going to add that in, and once I get this layer down, I'm going to add in some little cork pieces that I had left over from the kit. Oh, maybe not. I thought I did. Maybe I used those in the last layout. So here's some close-ups. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and then if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I am so grateful for all my subscribers, all my new subscribers, and everybody else. So I've had a great time doing this, and I can't wait to do more. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.